Hi to the channel. If you've not been before, this is to delve into my light. Not very good there. I'm going to get the light. I'll be a second because I can't see a thing. I live in a very dark place. Very fitting, isn't it? What have we waited for? What have we waited for? That light, this house light does nothing for me. Okay, now you can see me and not feel afraid. Hi again, it's me, Morbid Sunshine. I've never done many lives before, so I thought we could basically go through the Murder Inc articles together, do these lives together, due to the fact that I don't have much editory skills. I don't have. I want to be able to have a channel, process a channel, and it be a channel. Maybe I pass down to my child. I don't know, but it's more to do with the articles itself. They won't ever leave. The articles will be still published on Rex Heuermann till probably forever. You know. The thing is about a serial killer like Rex Heuermann. He's immortal. His horror story is everything that you should be afraid of. Hope you can hear me this time. Yeah, and I just wish that I had more time to do this, because I don't know anyone else who's looking into the articles and reading them and going through bit by bit, because it's very hard to trust what is right about Rex Heuermann, what is the truth. It seems very vague, the coverage at the moment, because we're not given anything. Everything we have been given, it seems very dubious. So I'm gonna, you're not allowed out. My cat's trying to get out and she's not allowed. I always have a day to go. And yeah, I'll get it up now. Talk to you while I'm doing that. So I was saying on my post recently about the Diddy case, I've been following this, but I've been waiting basically because I'm not sure if the trial is the pre-trial, just to go through paperwork, but they have gone through paperwork, but it'd be interesting to see which witnesses are taken as value and how that's going to work out, because I haven't looked recently, and I'd like to do that sometime. But I might do that after this. So stay tuned, okay? Because I'm going to try and stay on as long as I can. I might have to take a call or two while I'm here, though. So I'll be muting you for a bit. But yeah, I want to do this because I find it fascinating that someone like Rex Heuermann got away with what he got away with, and yes, I feel he has got away with it. He had full life, more than what the victims have had. So I'm very passionate about that, and that's why we're doing the Murder Inc article right now. I'm just going to put this split so I can see you, so I can put the article on. Yeah. Now I hope this doesn't. Let's see the YouTube. Now I'm not going to be able to see you all, but please interact. The more we talk about this, the more I find it interesting what other people's theories are and what you lot think really, because I feel like a crazy lady if I'm the only one thinking that this guy's like there's some kind of group activity going on, especially with Shannon Gilbert. And I'm going to try and say the name slow so that it registers. Um, it had all the signs of she was haunted, you know. It's the way they didn't care that she phoned Suffolk County, and it was so. I think that was costly because I think that was one of possibly many of the past. Um, the county, the police themselves are a lot to blame for this happening, you know. And justice is necessary. Um, sorry, YouTubers, I'm gone. I'm trying to put this screen big for you guys because I don't want to have the whole thing with my face on. Okay. Wait for me a minute, kitty. Please join in the chat, talk to others. I've got just a monitor watching. Well, she's meant to, but she's not here. I can tell there's no one in the chat. But yeah, I won't be able to see you, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to read through the article and see what you guys think. I'm going to interact every 5 minutes, keep up with the chat and stuff. I'm going to grab a coffee first, so grab yourself a snack, a drink, a sandwich, whatever. You know what, this is going to be a long live. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, long live. We had some issues yesterday. To be honest, it's pretty lonely because I'm doing a topic that is well known and notorious. But well, I think Nathan Adams has got a lot of info from that. I don't know, because you know what I try not to do is watch other people's channels. I always share, but I like to keep my memory just proper clean, you know, clean slate, so I can absorb the information for myself and have my own stance on it. Because I find it very peculiar how there's these certain hate groups towards this, you know, for people who are basically trying to create awareness about what's been missing, and that is the police force doing the job. You know, we had gangs ruling around. Now Trump has imprisoned a lot of them. So, you know, you're talking about Rex is just one of them, you know, of many who've decapitated, disposed of young women. And Long Island too has a lot of history with missing people. So yeah, I'm hoping the screen's full as can get, and I'm going to go look at my article. Where am I? Yeah, we couldn't really look at it yesterday, and I was really annoyed by that. So I thought, yeah, we'll come back. See where we did read up to. See, a lot of this is very hard to see. If you had a phone, you wouldn't be able to see it. I did try and read it, and I did struggle. I got a lot of like bad feedback because of my reading. But you try and read this off a screen and need glasses, it's difficult. to people who don't understand how hard it is to see, because it is print-offs of news articles all about missing people. Not just missing people, but the connection he has to all of them, even with the superseding indictments. That should be a new title, really, talking about the superseding indictments. There's a lot of clues in that. Police were searching the woods along Mill Road in Manorville and Cleverton. And we got up to here. Lewis R. Johnson went missing very early. And he was left in a car park in Cleverton. His dumping ground is Mill Road, and apparently it's right by the place. Yeah, the HK document allegedly recovered by Secret Service from Rex Heuermann's electronic lists Mill Road as DS1, likely dump site 1, Manorville John Doe 1, Manorville John Doe 2, and Manorville John Doe 3, and Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor were found in an area along Mill Road. And this is why this is very vital for people to see what's going to come ahead. Is like, like old cases. Yeah, I can see him being responsible for quite some time, from 88. It was Nathan that made me realise that first, yeah. Mill Road ends at Edwards Avenue in Cleverton, which runs north of the place where Susan Carrick Mayer was found murdered. He's got a thing for doing it in a line, hasn't he, as well? Like, it's sort of his MO, isn't it? He did that, apart from Shannon Gilbert, I'm not sure what type of situation that was. But the rest of the girls were placed along there. Shannon ran for her life. I feel that the mark on her neck could have been an arrow. There's a high possibility of that. Valerie Mack and Jessica Taylor were both found in the same type of way as the victims of John Bitroff were. Colleen McNamee was found murdered by Lisk's mass grave site just west of Manorville. John Doe 1, corrupt Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney refuses to allow the unidentified DNA recovered from Colleen McNamee's body to be tested for a match to Rex Heuermann. See, that's what I don't understand. And he is corrupt, Whoever's wrote this is it's insightful. And I like the fact he's really done his work, and he's not just randomly just chose this. I mean, it's on his superseding indictment as evidence that he went to Mill Road quite a lot. That road stood out to me with the John Bitroff, because I do feel like possibly there was them two doing stuff together. Could have been. Sort of went quiet after 2017. The evidence linked. I want to look and see now what the evidence is saying about how many people, if there's been more on Mill Lane, Mill Road, or anywhere in particular where the girls have been found, because this sort of systematic laying them out in a line is like sort of like his little way of driving past with people and going, you know what I mean? And I feel that there is some kind of connection between Bitroff, that doctor, and Heuermann. At times I'll think it's Suffolk County, you know, because it's very suspicious that Suffolk County have behaved the way they've behaved since Rex Heuermann's come in. It's like a minefield of. It makes me look at it more because skeptical, because he isn't saying anything. He's like sort of scoffing at the media and things like that because of his past. He doesn't want people to know that. Evidence of Bitroff trial. The evidence linking to Bitroff and Tangridi and McNamee was uncovered after one of his brothers was arrested in an unrelated misdemeanor case. His DNA presented a familial match to the semen found at both crime scenes. Bitroff was charged after Suffolk homicide investigation that determined he was the source of the DNA. It was the only evidence presented at trial linking Bitroff to two women, but it was the only biological evidence captured at the scene. Okay. So, but there was another DNA. I'm such a lady. I need a cushion. I'm not too old to have a Pokemon. Let's do this. Okay. I hate talking about DNA. It just cringes me out. The crime lab witnesses testified at trial. Forensic scientist Tom Zavasky of Suffolk County Crime Laboratory has testified to the fibres on the hair with little evidentiary value that were stored in evidence. Newsday reported during 2017 trial, no mitochondrial DNA testing was performed on the hair from unknown source found on McNamee and Tangredi. He testified, so they're on both of the girls, this DNA. Mark Oxia believes further testing of DNA evidence could assist Bitroff and trial. There was unknown hairs found on both Rita and Colleen's body that were never tested against, Marco Sears said. The appeals attorney also questioned the testimony at trial regarding the semen evidence. Investigators established Bitroff would have been the last person to have sex with both women based on the controversial science known as sperm density. On cross-examination, further Suffolk County Medical Examiner Dr. Michael Kaplan said he had never before it says. District, and then it cuts off. District Attorney Ray Tierney, who was not in office when Bitroff was charged and convicted, has rejected Marky Coley's request. So he's refused the request from the medical examiner of Suffolk County to test it. And I mean, why not? Costs what for a DNA test? £1,000, something like that. I'm not sure what the mitochondrial DNA tests are, but probably a more intense laboratory method. I've looked into those cases, Tyranny said, of the Town Grady and McNamee killings. If I thought there was a problem with them, I would do something. Heuermann was arrested outside Fifth Avenue of his Midtown Manhattan architectural firm on July 13, 2023, and charged in the killings of Melissa Bartholomew, Megan Waterman and Amber Costello. He was then charged as prime suspect in the killing of Maureen Brainerd Barnes, who, along with Bartholomew and Waterman and Costello, are known as the Gilgrove Four. 6 months later, Heuermann was indicted in Brainerd Barnes' killing. Authorities believe Brainerd Barnes, 25, of Norwich, Connecticut, was the first of the Gilgrove Four to be killed sometime after she disappeared in 2007. It's funny how they say the Gilgrove Four, yes. All the rest of the girls were just decapitated and thrown in mass graves and stuff. I just find it very demeaning. But it's just a hashtag to me, because there's a lot more, I mean, they were there, the people were there. It wasn't just them four, in complete form. But he's disgusting human being, what he did. Heuermann was indicted on, and wait for it to come to trial. I mean, I just want to know all the ins and outs. Charges in June, 11 months after his arrest, in the first 3 killings. In the killing of Jessica Taylor and Costello, the Queens resident, who was 28 when she was killed, and her body was dumped in a field in North Sea. She was later known to be alive in November 1993. That was the last time. Sometime after that, Peaches, has been identified now, which is great. I'm sorry I didn't do my intro. If you don't know who a Rex Heuermann is, he is the Long Island serial killer who lived at Massapequa Park. He was 60 years of age. He was a father of 2. His wife has just recently divorced him. He contests he's innocent. There's some evidence to prove that the family were aware. There's also other victims, apart from the 7 he's been charged with already, waiting to be added. And what is very difficult for anybody to understand, and I don't get it either, is why Tyranny is not looking into the DNA found on Bitroff now, on the victims of Bitroff, because they were in that vicinity. And I just don't trust Suffolk County. I think two labs is necessary here, because who's to trust Suffolk County? I mean, he had Charles Hackett there, and we've talked about him, so yes. Heuermann was indicted on murder charges in June for 11 months after his arrest in the first 3 killings. In the killing of Jessica Taylor and Costello, I've just read that, Rex Heuermann's father, Theodore Heuermann, was an aerospace engineer for Grumman. Now, we're going to talk into his family engineer, and this isn't he's got quite a connected family. Was an aerospace engineer for Grumman Aircraft Engineers Corp, whose lunar testing sites was in Calverton, New York. Heuermann looks nothing like him, does he? Unclassified Apollo guidance and navigation. This document has been prepared for instrumentation, laboratory use, and for the controlled external distribution. Reproduction of further dissemination is not authorized without express written approval of MIT. This document has not been reviewed by the Security Classifications Office, NASA, and therefore is not public release. Okay. Now, this is the type of time, this is the type of what would have been out around the time of Rex Heuermann's father would have been alive. I can imagine he knew a lot. And it says here, thermal properties of some structural members for Space Force computer assembles. And we have here Lena Agit Low at the moderator of Rex Heuermann subreddit posting. My research with original highlights as they're known. Okay, let's have a look. Thanks Ajax for this, by the way. It's very hard to see it though. And you'll probably find Rex Heuermann's name. Here we go, it's highlighted here. Thanks for highlighting it. And he was an engineer. I'm sure this is Cambridge. I don't know where he worked. Perhaps. He trained at Cambridge. There you go. I didn't see it properly. Cambridge. Is there a Cambridge in Long Island? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's interesting, huh? Well done, you know. Rex Heuermann claimed his father, Theodore Heuermann, had been an aerospace engineer who built satellites. Here, his father is listed as an external distributee affiliated with MIT and Grumman on a now unclassified Apollo guidance and navigation. External, and there he is listed. I'm just going to let you have a look at that. Why does the MIT stand out for me? Let's have a look what it is that he did. You see, that's the good thing about these articles. It then links us to other things, and it goes on. It's like a deep rabbit hole. I don't know why that's the same thing like that. Sex Maniac Murder Inc. exclusive. Mallory Simmons murdered by the sex manic Richard Cottingham in 1966. hinge out the torso colour, right? Let me see. I'm just seeing what the connection is there, because there must be some connection. My radio's gone off. Oh my god, no, I'm not sure what the link is there.